Alright guys, welcome back to another sweet video, and in this tutorial what I want to do is I want to show you guys how to make this more like a physics puzzle game. So what I mean is, if you ever played Angry Birds, you know that you just don't get unlimited shots at the tower. You only get one shot per turn. And right now we can click this a bunch of time and we have like a semi-automatic meatball cannon. So of course we don't want to let the user like fire 800 meatballs at our tower. We only want to allow them to shoot once per turn. It's a lot more fun that way. So let's go ahead and learn how to do that right now. Move my microphone. Alright, there we go. So in the event sheet, what you can do is right click and hit add global variable. Now the name of this, I'll just name it to can fire. Basically it's saying, can the user fire a shot or not? Now just set this at number. This looks good. The initial value 0, looking good. Okay, so we now have a global variable that we can control, and we'll add some functionality to that later on. So what we want to do is we want to change this variable whenever the user fires a meatball, and that's this event right now. This mouse on any click, that means whenever they clicked it, a meatball has been fired. So what we want to do is add another condition to this to make sure, pretty much to check this global variable can fire right now. So hit C on your keyboard and it's going to add another condition, and for this one it's going to be system compare variable right here. It's actually the only one under global and local variables, and the variable should be good to go. Can fire equal to 0. So right now set done, and by default, remember you want to set this at your default value. When our game first starts out, this can fire variable is equal to 0, and whenever it's equal to 0, you are able to fire a meatball. So after this happens, what we want to do is we want to add another action. So set system, and we want to set the value of a global variable to 1. So basically this is saying this: whenever you're playing the game, make sure that your global, or excuse me, your can fire variable is equal to 0, basically whenever you first started, and after that fire the meatball and then set it to 1. So basically you're saying I can only fire a meatball one time. So now whenever you run this game, let me fire this, and now I don't know if you guys can hear me clicking, but it fired once and I was only allowed to fire one meatball, just like every other puzzle game out there. So that is how you do that. And another thing that you guys probably noticed is that whenever we fired that, I mean, our tower is going to be way over here on the right hand side. So right now we're just firing this and it's going off screen and our camera is not following it at all. Of course we want to see it, what happens whenever the meatball hits the tower. So let's have the camera follow the meatball right now. And in order to do that, we need to select this meatball again, and if you add another behavior by hitting behaviors then add, if you scroll down you can see this little, where is it? So scroll to right here. It's under general. Scroll to, in the description, always center the view, which is pretty much the camera, on this object, and hit add. So now this meatball has physics and scroll to, basically saying, hey camera, follow me around or concentrate on this point. So add that right now, and the camera now follows the meatball. And also, earlier whenever I was talking about parallax properties, if your parallax property for the game layer, or if your camera is going too slow, then increase this. If it's going too fast and it shoots right by the meatball, then lower it. But right now I think that's pretty good. 160 by 160. Let me run that again. Yeah, that's pretty good camera right there. So the only other thing that I want to do in this tutorial is this. Check it out. Whenever we shoot the meatball in the air like that, what I want to do is I actually want to destroy the meatball. And this is, you want to do this a lot for memory purposes, but basically whenever this meatball goes outside this layer, then destroy it. So we want to add one more behavior, and this one is destroy. And I cannot find it. Behavior, destroy it. How can I find there's like 5 buttons here? Alright, so automatically destroy the object if it leaves the layout area. So add this. And another cool thing that this does as well is, say that we have a tower and it's built and it's only like not that tall. Whenever our meatball goes like that and it goes off the screen, the memory doesn't keep tracking it when it rolls off. So whenever it goes too far, it automatically gets destroyed, and we can just say, okay, let's just use a new turn or end the game or whatever logic we want to add to the game. But right now that helped us out with some memory. Our meatball is now firing, our camera's following it, and the only other thing, well, we have to do a bunch of stuff in the rest of the tutorials. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.